outside and on my poor roof. Happy to see, as I was saying, that the banana trees are holding up and the lemon tree is holding up, so didn't get freezing in the hut. That's a good thing. My roof stayed on because I tied it down, and that kept any doors from going open. Hold on. Miss Savvy Cat has made it out. Come here, cat. Come here. Well, come on. Miss Savvy Cat is wanting to just lay in the snow, apparently, which is kind of odd. She hadn't been out all night, but she came out now that I'm out here. And as usual, I'm out here just to do a little moving of the body. Here she comes. I gotta close this door. No? She's like maybe confused about the snow. I don't know. Anyway, let's do a little shaking it out, a little moving, a little stretching, and a little strengthening, shall we? As usual, I'm here to keep myself accountable to my own body and invite you to join me to whatever degree feels good to you in your body. I encourage you to do something. Do a little stretching, a little breathing. It's a little chilly in here. It's not freezing, but it is chilly. So I'm going to leave my sweater on for now. Let's do a little swan diving down from the hips. Coming down with a flat back. Just shaking out the neck a little bit. Just realized I didn't tie my boots yet, but that's all right. I'm going to roll back up. Just getting things moving. Woke up a little puffy and stiff this morning. I don't think it's the snow, but I suppose I could blame it on the snow since the snow is here. I'm hoping I get bundled up and go play in the snow a little later. Maybe make some snow people. Make a snow family. I like to do that. Let's, I'm going to step back with the left foot. Get right into some lunges. Tip the pelvis. Pull the back hip forward and forward hip back. I see Sappy Cat out there. Still not sure if she wants to come in or out. She seems to be happy to lay in the snow, which is kind of strange. I suppose she has a nice thick fur coat on, so maybe it's not that strange. Just settling into that, pushing that back heel down. Trying to stay nice and upright through the spine with that tailbone tipped under. And then I'm going to shift that heel onto the side plane. Check that side plane out and then bend from the hip into a little side triangle. Sliding that back heel out a little bit more. Gazing up past the left fingertips. Using my right arm and leg against each other for a little torque. And I'm going to bring this hand around, reaching for that opposite thigh. Just give an extra little twist through the organs. Almost wish I had the heater going on in here, but I didn't make it out earlier to do that. And so it is what it is, huh? I'm going to bring this arm around. Put both hands down on the inside of that right leg and then bring my weight onto my hands and bring that front leg back to meet the back leg, pushing back through the palms, through the arms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone, pressing the heels. Let's tread those heels a little bit, pressing into the left, pressing into the right, pressing into the left, pressing into the right, pressing into both. Pressing the heart toward the earth, pressing the heels toward the earth, and then I'm going to swing that left leg forward for a nice deep lunge. Don't forget to breathe and smile, whatever else you're doing today. I've got some work cut out for me, some snow sweeping and shoveling, and some water line maintenance, all kinds of fun stuff. When I step forward with this back foot, hang here in a forward fold, just letting gravity do some unwinding. Bend the knees, swing the arms back, push the hips forward, gazing up, just getting into a nice little bit of a back bend. Let's bring arms behind back, rolling shoulders towards each other, rolling elbows towards each other, pressing palms, and increase that back bend, leaning back, pulling the arms down, and then bending from the waist. Bringing those arms with me for an extra little stretch through the chest and the shoulders. I know my outfit, that's the word I was looking for, isn't cooperating so good. But that's all right. I'm going to just wiggle these arms around a little bit, still pulling the elbows and shoulders towards each other. Getting a nice stretch through the shoulders, and then pushing up through the feet, unbending from the hips again, and come back into that back bend one more time. Just waking up the spine. Shake that out a little bit, and check the snot, and then I'm going to step back with the right foot. Pulling that back hip forward, forward hip back. Pressing that back heel into the earth. Raise the hands. Checking not to crunch up in those shoulders. Tipping the tailbone under a little bit for a nice long and strong line through the spine. Hanging the head from the sky. And I'm going to swiggle this forward foot out a little bit more because I'm out of room behind me. And shift this back heel onto the perpendicular line, opening the hips now, looking at this side plane, and then bending from the hip into a side triangle. Try to find room for that heel to go back a little bit more, and bringing the right fingers up to gaze past those, using my left arm and leg against each other for torque and support. Bringing this arm around, reach for that opposite thigh for an extra little twist. And then unwinding all of that, bringing both hands down on the inside of that left leg, bringing weight onto both hands, bringing that leg back to meet the back foot, and pressing through the palms, through the arms, up the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the center of the earth, pressing the heels into the ground or the floor. Let's do some more hip opening. I'm going to bring my weight onto my right foot and raise that left leg, first with the hip closed, so facing down toward the ground. Just feel for that long line from the fingers through the toes. And then I'm going to open that hip, letting the leg fall to the side. Looking for confirmation of feet, which I can barely see through all this hood action. I'm going to give a little ankle rotation there on the diagonal plane, because I find that challenging. And just pushing into that stretch through the palms, and then closing the hip, pushing again in a straight line through the palms, up the arms, through the spine, out the toes, and then bringing that down. Bringing weight onto the left foot and raising the right, pressing again with the hip closed, facing the ground, through the palms, through the spine, up through those toes, and then opening the hip, looking for confirmation of that foot over my left shoulder, Give a little rotation here in my untied boots and the other way, which I find challenging and entertaining. I'm going to just press into that open hip, really stretching, opening the hip, pressing with the palms, and then closing the hip, and again pressing through the arms, through the spine, up and out those back toes with the hip facing the ground, and then bringing that down, pressing with both palms into both heels, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, and then I'm going to stretch or step forward with the right foot back into a nice deep lunge. And then step forward with that back foot. It's a little slickery in here because I brought some snow in with me. Just enough to make the floor a little wet. I'm just going to hang here from the hips for a breath or two, letting the spine unwind with gravity doing the work for me. And then I'm going to roll up nice and slow, stacking one vertebrae on the next. Just seeing how it's doing now. How you doing now, spine? It's doing all right. Let's do some big arm circles. Breathing in on the way up. And out on the way down. You can bend the legs for a little extra giddy up if you feel like it. Let's go the other way. Breathing in and then opening the chest, breathing out. Shake that out. Let's do just a little balancing for good measure. I'm going to bring weight onto the right. Bring this left knee up toward left shoulder. Relaxing those shoulders, tipping the tailbone under. Let's do some more ankle rotation in these untied boots while I'm thinking of it. I'm not sure if I want to reach for the bottom of those boots. They're a little wet. That's right. I'm going to do it anyway. Bringing that knee up even higher, reaching for the bottom of that foot, stretching that out forward. And then releasing with the right, bringing that out to the left. Just kind of wiggling that leg around in the hip socket. Try not to counter lean too much. Staying nice and relaxed and strong in that supporting foot. And then bending this leg. Let's put that wet foot right on the supporting leg. Winging this knee out. Still trying to stay nice and long and strong through the pelvis and spine and abdomen, relaxed in the shoulders. I'm going to bring the arms up, making sure not to crunch in the shoulders, and imagine myself a strong, cold tree on a mountain with all my leaves covered in snow this morning. We got some heavy, wet snow all night last night and half the day yesterday. I think it's wrapping up now though, starting to melt off. The streets already look drivable, which is good because I have places I'm supposed to go. I'm going to release all that, shake it out a little bit, and then bring my weight onto the left. Bring this right knee up toward right shoulder. Let's do again a little ankle rotation for good measure. And the other way. Relaxing the shoulders, tipping the tailbone under, nice and long and strong through the abdomen and the spine. I'm going to reach for the bottom of this wet boot. And then unfold this leg, doing a nice in the air, forward fold, just giving that a breath or two to release, relax. You can try the stretch laying down also if you're not wanting to balance standing up, and or you can use a wall or a doorway for support. I'm bring this out to the side. Just wiggle that around a little bit in the hip socket. Waking everybody up this morning, or midday as the case already is. I'll bring this boot onto the supporting leg if I can stay standing upright. Swinging this knee back, still tipping the pelvis under, still relaxing in the shoulders, relaxing in that supporting foot. Bringing the arms up overhead, and imagine myself a cold, wet, heavily clad in snow tree on a mountain. I think trees are one of the most amazing things. They've been around longer than we have, and they're pretty good at dealing with snow and no snow and heat and no heat. We like to think of ourselves as adaptable, but trees are pretty adaptable too, thankfully. I see Sappy Cat playing in the snow out there. Bring all that down and release. Shake that out. Let's do some little circles with these stiff wrists on, or hands on wrists. Little circles, just stretching the fingers, stretching the hands, stretching the wrists. Shake that out. I'm going to do a little extra stretching, bringing the left arm across the body, pulling with the right arm, and then pulling that shoulder down, tipping the head away from the shoulder. Just trying to relax through that left side of the neck. Releasing that, swing the arms a little bit, and then bring the right arm across the body, using the left arm to pull it, and then dropping that shoulder and pulling the neck over to the other side, aiming my left ear for left shoulder, getting a nice stretch through the right side of the neck. Let's release that. Let's do a little more neck stretching. First is forward, and then back. Sappy Cat has decided she's had enough of the snow. I'm going to let her in real quick. Come on. Come on. She's feeling fickle, like a cat will. I don't want to leave the door open because it's cold. She would like me to. She's feeling, there we go. Alright, now I can go close the door. I'm going to just shake it out a little bit, do a little bit more, just spinning the arms, warming up the spine. Then I'm going to sign off and get to my inversions and my daily minimum 100 any reps. I hope you're enjoying a fine Tuesday. Remembering to take care of you. Staying warm and cozy if it's cold where you are. Michael, it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What am I getting ready for Halloween? Not a damn thing. I haven't done Halloween in a number of years. I imagine a nice Medusa wig with snakes in my hair and a Zobra bra, but I probably won't get to making it, but I like to imagine it anyway. Maybe I'll do a pirate theme, seems to be in this year, so what are you doing for Halloween? It's a better question. Anyway, peace.